In today's tutorial, we are going to take a look at how we can easily create and use layers in InDesign. So let's start by clicking on New File, and I will be using the default settings. Then Create, click on Create. So by default, every new document in InDesign is created with a single layer, typically labeled Layer 1. So this is a new document, but you can see that in the Layers panel, we have a document, or it's labeled Layer 1. The first thing I would like to talk about is the Layers panel. I'm going to be using this example. The Layers panel. So the Layers panel is simply the workspace where all your document's content is organized and managed. As you can see from this, we have under the Layers panel, we have the background, we have text, we have buttons, background image, and masking. So all our content is organized within the Layers panel. To open the Layers panel, you go to Windows, then choose Layers. But since mine is already opened, we are not going to go into the details of that. So let's take a closer look at the icons, these icons in the Layers panel, so you can see exactly what each does and how to use them in your design. We have what we call the eye icon, or you can call it the visibility icon. This one, this eye icon shows or hides a layer. So now it's visible. If I choose to turn it off, certain elements will disappear. When I turn it on, they will show again. So, for example, if you want to focus on text only, if I want to focus on text only, I can choose to hide the buttons. I can choose to hide all other layers and only focus on the text. So if I turn them again, we shall be in position to see the remaining content. Then we have the rock icon, the space next to the layer's name, this space next to the layer's name is what we call the lock icon, this one. So what this one does is it prevents anything on this layer from moving or being edited. So if I lock masking, there is nothing I can do with this. So, the next icon is what we call the selection square, or you can call it the colored box. When you select an object, a small colored square shows which layer it belongs to. It shows the layer it belongs to. But there is also what we call the bounding box, and this appears around the object on your page when you select it. This is what we call the bounding box. You can use it to move So I can move it. You can resize it. You can rotate the object. So it depends on what you want. So let me undo it. So this is what we call the layer name. The layer's name. We can rename it by double clicking on it. Then you rename it. How do we create new layers? There are 3 ways or 2 ways we can create new layers. The first one is you click on the plus icon to generically create a new layer. So if I just click on this, it will generically create a new layer. The second one is to click on the layer menu. This is the layers menu. Then you choose create new layer. You can choose to give it a name. Maybe images. Then you can even choose the color you want. Then you click OK. So we have this. Then the third option, which works exactly like the one we've just seen, you hold the Alt key, the Alt button, then click on new layer. It's the same as the one we just saw. So how do we delete layers? You click on the layer you want to delete, then click on this icon, delete. Highlight it, then choose delete. Let's see how we can organize layers using this half-page banner. I designed it in 2 versions, one with a single layer where everything appears on one layer. If I turn this off, everything will disappear. And the second one, I designed it using multiple layers. So let's start by organizing this one. Maybe we call this text. We rename it text. Then click OK. I'm going to select all the text by holding the Shift button. Press Ctrl X to delete it. Then go to Edit, Paste in Place. We create another layer. Hold the Alt key. Press the plus button. Then we rename it maybe buttons. Okay. Then select the buttons. All these are buttons. Do the same, press Ctrl X, go to Edit, choose Paste in Place. So if I turn this off, we have a layer specifically or strictly for buttons. Then let's create another layer. Don't forget to hold the Alt button, click on the plus icon. Then we call this maybe background. Click OK. Select this and this. Do the same, Ctrl X, Edit, Paste in Place. So we have a layer for the background, for text, for buttons. Let's create another layer for maybe the images. Images, then click OK. Let me first unlock this. This is the first image. Then select the second one. Press Ctrl X. Go to Edit. Paste in place. So we've organized everything. Now each element is on a different layer. If I turn off the one for buttons, the buttons will disappear. Text, images, and the background. So that's how we organize layers.